What's up, guys? It's Team Crimson, and this is probably going to be the first video on the channel, so welcome, I guess. Yeah, let's get right into it. This is the DEMISE KOZMO, and probably the best way to play Cosmo right now. I've tried the Fire King and everything, and just don't think it's as good. Dark Destroyer to run to 1 really hurt the deck, but it's still really playable. Still definitely, I think, tier 1. So, because it can deal with a lot of decks, and I can definitely still go toe-to-toe with Blue Eyes and stuff. So, yeah, I guess we'll just get started. So we'll start with the monsters. Main deck. Triple Tin Can. You need to. Loads up your graveyard. If you open with this and, like, 1 Call of the Haunted or Oasis, it's pretty much GG. Like, you can just make so many plays with this. And yeah, need it at 3. Really good card. Super broken. The 1 Strawman. It can be kind of awkward sometimes, but like you can still do the play where you can blow up Dark Destroyer, bring out the Strawman, bring back the Dark Destroyer, and get your Tin Can in the end phase. So definitely still make plays with it, and it's still good for the OTK if you want to bring something back and deal some more damage. So this at 1 is pretty good. The 1 Farm Girl. Sometimes I wish I played more than 1, because sometimes like you have 1 in the graveyard and you're like, oh man, I really wish I had another one for the OTK, but this just lets you OTK pretty much. Still very real OTK in this deck. So yeah, it's just still a really good card at 1. I wouldn't play more than 1. You probably can play it at 2 if you want to, or like if you really feel the need, but I only played at 1 and it's been fine. So the 1 Wicked Witch. Really good because you're not always going to draw into like everything you want. So if you can get this on the field and just put it in defense mode or something and just pay 1,000, can't be destroyed by battle or card effects. Really good, and just stall out for so long and just draw into whatever you want. So that's pretty much the main reason I play it. And it's like a 1900 beater. So you can definitely still swing over some stuff with it. So still really useful. 1 Dark Lady. A lot of people don't run this anymore in the Demise build, but I still really like it just because it's just something else that they have to play around, and you can still tag out, even though its effect isn't that hard to play around, but it's still super relevant. So definitely like it at 1. I only play 2 Slip Rider because pretty much the only reason I play 2 is because I took 1 out for the Dark Lady, but I do side deck the 3rd just for against certain matchups like Pendulums and back row decks. But at 2, this is really good because when you're playing the Dark Lady, it just gives you something else to throw away off the Tin Can. So the 2 Slip Riders worked out really well. I think it's super great. So that's the reason I only want 2. 2 Forerunner, pretty much just because it's not targetable, 2800, and it can float into your Slip Rider, Dark Lady, Tin Can, whatever you want. So that's pretty much the only reason I played it 2. The 1 Dark Destroyer, because he's at 1, I'd probably play like 6 if I could, but you can't. Just broken card straight up. So yeah, that's about it. Not really much to say. 3 Card Demise. No real explanation needed. It's DEMISE KOZMO. So this card's super broken. Duality just lets you draw into basically whatever you want. If you're looking for a Tin Can, Pot of Duality, you got a better chance of drawing into it. Or if you just want to draw into Card of Demise. So just get you there. Just get you what you want. Play the triple gold sarcophagus because I used to play 3 allures and like 15 monsters, but then I took it down to 12 monsters and then the 3 gold sarks because realized that allure was garbage and gold sark, even though it's kind of like a cute play to banish your Tin Can and bring it back and then play it, or banish whatever you want with Cosmo Town. It actually works really well. So I just play it at 3, and like you don't really see it. Like whenever you want to see it, you see it pretty much. Like it's never really a super dead card. So definitely it's interesting, but it does work. So 3 Town and 1 Terraforming. I used to not play the 1 Terraforming, and then I just didn't see it enough. So I just added the 1, and I wouldn't play more than 1 Terraforming just because you don't want to draw into like multiple Cosmo Towns and like a Terraforming or something. So this ratio works out really well. and you see it just about as much as you want to. So the one E-Tally, E-Tally to 1 wasn't really a big deal. It just pretty much just means like one less card you can OTK with, because like if you can E-Tally into a Farm Girl and then just attack and just get the effect and then just go off from there, then that's great. It works well sometimes with Tin Can if you open with it, but it's pretty much just for the OTK, so that's the reason I only run, well yeah, you have to run 1, so still good at 1, so. Into the traps, triple Cosmojo. This card's just broken as shit. Like, someone thought this was a good idea to make a card like this, and like, I mean, I'm not complaining, but it's just super broken. Triple Call of the Haunted and triple Oasis of the Dragon Souls. So, a lot of people play 3 and 2, but with that ratio, I just found I wasn't seeing it enough. So, I just made the decision to just put in a third one, and it actually works out really well. You see it like exactly as much as you want to. Like, I've never bricked off it, so I mean, it works out at 3 and 3, and I like it a lot better than 3 and 2. So I play 2 of these. This card's MVP. Like, if you can resolve this against like a Blue Eyes board or against like a board of like Dante and Beatrice or something, you're gonna win, because it's just a complete blowout against so many decks, and it can just clears a whole board. And it's just a crazy card, and it's just a line of defense. If you don't have a monster up, then you just flip this, and that's it. You just buy yourself a turn or two to get back in the game. I play 4 one-ofs. I play the 1 Storming, 1 Torrential, 1 Vanities, and 1 Warning. So the reasoning, these 2 are just really good cards. Like, this wins you games, and this card's just broken, so that's the reason I play these 2. These 2... they're good cards and they come in handy, but I pretty much only play them because I don't have strikes. So like, I'm getting strikes, so these will be strikes. So I would definitely play 2 strikes over these, and that's pretty much the only reason I play these. Like, they are really good cards, and they do come up, but they're not, obviously not as good as strikes. So yeah, so play strikes instead. That's it for the main deck. Go to this extra deck now. So a lot of this extra deck is just like I can't even really make most of it. It's just only a couple cards. Like, run that comes up a lot. I can't even make that. This is just an extra deck from an old build that I just moved over because I was too lazy to change it, and like, it doesn't really matter because you're not going to go into it all the time. The Nova Infinity combo, still super relevant, really good. Volcasaurus for the Gaia. Magnaliger. Constellar, still a really good card. Durandel's still a really good card. Shark Fortress. The Giga Brilliant Corbatch combo, can't make it. Play the 1 Grand Pulse, can't make it. Levier, and then 1 Doulahan. Doulahan actually comes up every now and then, and it is actually a really good card. It's just like detach for a Gale, and then you can just swing over a lot of stuff. So Doulahan is, and a lot of people don't expect Doulahan, so like, it's definitely an interesting card, and it is actually a really good rank 1, and it's not that hard to make with your tin cans. So show you my side deck. Play the 1 DD Crow, it's for Blue Eyes. I side the other Slip Rider in case I'm playing against Pendulum or like a back row deck or something. I do side 2 of these just because it's actually pretty easy to get out, because where you're doing most of your summoning on your opponent's turn, it's easy to just use this as your normal summon, and then a lot of decks can't get over this. So this is just an auto win against so many meta decks, unless they're playing like Regeki or something, but that's it. Yeah, this card's really good to side in against like a Blue Eyes or something. I side deck this just because every now and then you really want to see it. Like, you'll be in a matchup like Blue Eyes where you just want another big beater, another thing to search. So you can just side out a spell or trap or anything for this. And it is a really good card. Negates traps and stuff, so it's still really good. I side deck 1 Sphere Mode instead of Kaijus because Kaijus are a special summon. So if I demise into a Kaiju, I can't use it, and it's just going to go right to the graveyard. So the Sphere Mode, where it's a normal summon, you can just clear their whole board and just like, oh, there it is, and just give them the Sphere Mode, and then it's going to come back to you and just be a wall. Like, it can't be targeted for attacks or anything. or by card effect. So you can just sit on this until you draw into whatever you want. So like, it's really unconventional. Like a lot of people wouldn't run this, but where it's Demise deck, and I can't really special summon on my turn all that much if I resolve card to Demise or Pot of Duality. So this being a normal summon and can just clear an entire board is more useful, I find, than having a Kaiju and risking it just being completely dead. So I play the one of that. One Regeki, because it's Regeki. One Twin Twister, and two MST. So the reason behind this, I'd probably rather play triple MST just because where, again, it's Demise, you're not always going to have a card in your hand to discard for this. So the MSTs just work a bit better because it's just a 1-for-1 blow up one of their face downs or a field card or something. And I do side the other Slip Rider, so it's like a built-in MST. So one Mask of Restrict, I'm probably going to bump this up to like 2 just because the ritual decks are coming back and they all tribute. So if you flip this against one of those ritual decks, they can't really do anything. So it's still relevant even though Monarchs are pretty much dead. Toon Riverine Bond, really good card against Pendulum. I find this like the best card against Pendulum just because it's a counter trap and it just banishes whatever uses the effect so they can't bring it back. And it's kind of like an underrated card. Like a lot of people don't use this and I still find it's really good. 2 Full House. This card is crazy because a lot of the time you're going to have Cosmo Town and like a Call of the Haunted and Oasis up. So you're already meeting like half the requirement. So you can just destroy Cosmo Town and one of your own like Call of the Haunteds and Oasis and then just get a free search and float into something and then blow up 3 other set cards. So like, and when you full house someone, like it's the best feeling ever just because it's such a good card. This card is actually crazy in this deck. That is it for the first deck profile on this channel. This is my main deck. You're going to see some of the other guys' main decks too. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, all that stuff. I know the video's not the highest quality, but I'm using like a really jank laptop for this because I don't have anything with me. I just wanted to get this out there, and I hope you enjoyed it. Any suggestions or questions, definitely just put it in the comments or send us a message or anything. And thanks a lot.